Okay, so I had to restart. Our alarm went off. We're about to start our day. Um, so back to this right here. You'll see craft at night. Just one goes by. You wait, I don't know, 4 minutes or so, and they'll just line up, half dozen at a time. And so just so you can see what that would look like. You can't see it at night, obviously. I mean, you can see streamers through these cameras pretty good, but you can't see the full, how long it takes to dissipate and such in our current environment. It's really cold right now, well, to me. But it was actually warm last night. The dog's water did not freeze last night. So you don't get to see that at night, how long it takes that to dissipate. And it takes different areas because of the way our environment is here. It's choppy right now. You can see how the clouds are oddly dissipated. See, there's a four-way right there. Excuse me, a two-way right there. Well, you can almost call it a four-way because at night they go in all different directions along the same paths. And then I believe there's the other end of this one. And so this is all commercial, cargo, passenger, private, and plus we have smaller aircraft that don't go to that elevation. Those are also private and commercial that fly in and out of the municipal airport, and then we have NAS Fallon on top of that. So what we're looking for is accumulative damage. And so really quick, coming from where I am, talking to our Numu and Niue people, we don't have many generations left of full-bloods. Right now I'm a full-blooded Indian, but I'm only half Fallon and half Yamba Shoshone. So my mother is one of the last full-bloods of that generation that would have been strictly Paiute. And then my biological father would have been strictly Shoshone. And I visited the place where the Hoopers came from, way up in northeastern Nevada. And it's a facsimile of where they live now. Really isolated, really rich area. There was some marshes, and they existed the same way we did from when there was still water in the valleys. They lived up in the rocky islands, basically. And then as it came down, the lands joined together. We had marshes left over. Sorry, the dog is wanting his breakfast, but he's gonna have to wait. Oh, so he's sitting here huffing at me. We talk. So where I'm coming from right now is accumulative damage. We won't have anybody left when they decide, in the next decade on a big move with NAS Fallon. That's coming from where we're coming from. Much of our generations don't even know what deep traditional band they come from and how those traditions differed. Even though we're from a mass tribe, our traditions different between bands because of our location. Because of our location, that dictated how and what we ate, what time. And people were asking about women's cycles and why it matches up with the environment. Well, we were all trained to do that, to gather up at certain times. And that's one thing that happens biologically, is when females, are together, they sync up. And when we would come together for, pine nut gatherings or rabbit drives or summertime and the springtime things, all the celestial things, equinoxes and such, they would come together and they would all sync up. And that way they're all kind of walking in the same way wherever they're going. So if you're wondering why the female is so sacred, is because they keep time. They're the timing instrument for our humanity as we moved along through, these really rough terrain, primitive areas, and people wondered how we got along. Well, we had our natural timers. Then here's the geese. They're early. It's February. So that means it's already warm enough for them to not care. There's no water here. There's zero surface water here right now. You'll find some puddles where we had some recent rain. It's been a long time. It's just been so long that it's been cold that those puddles are still there. That's probably what they're really looking at. The Valenpai Shoshone tribe has their marsh. I'm not sure how much water's out there right now. The Stillwater Wildlife Refuge and likely the Canvasback Hunting Club all have water, but it's not going to be, again, they're going because they still have water because it's frozen. Other than that, there is no surface water. Lahontan is very small, but we did see back in New Year's pelicans and stuff out there already because it wasn't cold enough for them to stay away. So expect a short watering season again. Don't be frivolous with that, because I don't think you're going to get away with using a bunch. Use what you can. Sorry, it's cold. But that's what we're talking about, is these accumulative damages. That wouldn't be an issue right now for us if we hadn't over domesticated the valley. We would still have stuff to sustain off of. Our safe marshes were up in these dunes and filtering out the bad stuff while we could still eat off of them. But now there's no upper marshes. They're all dead. They're all turned into fields. They're all turned into home sites. And that's more of that accumulative damage we're talking about, where we can't go eat our foods. Oh, there we go. Can't go eat our foods. I'm at 7 minutes about. So just to show you, it took a while for that streamer that came down went way over here. Same path right there. And then we're just gonna sit here and breathe it in. Now they do dump their sewage and stuff too, so that dissipates down on us. And then NAS Fallon, their constant traffic every day. They should be starting up probably about 7:30 to 8. And then they go in and out all day. Plus our commercial traffic that comes through. And as I was standing on the Y yesterday, there's up on the rocks. If you don't know what the Y is, it's where Rio Vista splits off to Indian Lakes Road right at the base of Toi'i at Rattlesnake Hill. It's up on the south side. And as I'm standing there, you can just smell hydraulic fluid and diesel fluid just in that whole corner, in that whole corridor. I don't think there was anybody running anything at the time. It was just a few people at the cemetery and a few UTVs out. That was it. It was no reason for that amount of smell in the Y. So now it's soaking in there from, well, you'll smell it from the transfer station. CDF Fallon has a transfer station for the garbage there. And now it's just, you just smell it all the time. I'm reluctant to even use the plants from there now, if that amount of contamination is happening. So that's what we're facing. And they're killing more and more of that stuff in the irrigation ditches as they go along, trying to increase their efficiency. And plus they have a lot of funding to spend from the infrastructure bills and stuff that went through. So they've just been going and cleaning everything out like crazy, but not consulting any of the tribal people and asking them, hey, is there anything that you don't want destroyed? They're just plowing through all of it, churning it up and, leaving it. And we're not just out of the loop, we're out of funding. That's our money. That's our economy. I haven't been to a show in almost 3 years now. So, and on top of that economy, the economy is supposed to be paying for our apprenticeships so that we can have funding to go and take our people around to look at things and to go gather places and to eat from those places. Not just eat there, but to eat from those places. That's what the decoy money is supposed to be going for. So, that's deeper cuts than I don't think they can be accounted for when they're asking us for an accumulative damage assessment. So it's coming up on 10 minutes. I think I'm just going to put this on YouTube and give you guys a link because the page won't keep supporting so much video. So I'll catch y'all later. Pooneedooa.